All right, guys. What's up, guys? This is Ty Zen. With me today, we have the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned LeonFood.com.
Thank you.
The great oracle of crypto, you know, the Chuck Norris of crypto, and an all-around good guy, you know.
Thank you.
And then with us today, we have a very special guest, guys. This is the first time that we've done this on our channel, right? We have Adi Sideman, right? He's the CEO of a company called YouNow.com. Say hello, Adi.
Hi, everyone.
Right?
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for having us here and allowing us to use your office, you know.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, guys, a few weeks ago, we did a update video where David and we came to New York and we tested some ICO software, and that at that time we could not really share with you guys what the name of the project was because we were not done with our research to where we were comfortable announcing it to the public, right? So since then, we're very comfortable about it based on the research we've had, and now we're coming back, as we promised to you guys. We're coming back to the YouNow office here in Times Square in New York City, right, to interview Adi and his team. We finally got a hold of him today. You know, they had a very busy day today, and so it's past 5 p.m., right? So workday's over, so we finally found some time to catch up with Adi here and to ask him some questions.
Past 6:30 p.m.
6:30 p.m. No. Okay, so before we get into the props project and YouNow and everything, let's just can you share with our audience, Adi, a little bit about your background and how you where you came from, like, you know, how you got into the live streaming video business and how we got to where we're at today.
Sure. So I started in interactive video back in the 90s, before the internet. That dates me. I know I look young, but I'm not. So at the time, before the internet, if you were doing, I started in '94 with laser discs. You would program interactive video.
Big old discs like that.
And then you know, there were audio discs that were sold in Tower Records. And on them, the most advanced ones, I was working on 9 Inch Nails at the time, and Peter Gabriel, and Marilyn Manson. There would be a digital track, and so when you put your audio disc into the computer, there'll be a little folder come up, and you click on it. The executable would have basically an electronic press kit, and I would do video games where you could mix your own 9 Inch Nails audio, or you can, you know, watch videos from Peter Gabriel. And then when the internet came, a lot of people came to me and said, hey, we want to put that online. Can we do this type of interactive video online? And so I started doing make your own MTV music video, make your own Toyota car commercial, make your own E-Trade Baby. I co-founded the world's first online karaoke called K-Solo Karaoke, which was sold to Fox MySpace at the height of MySpace and became MySpace Karaoke. Did user-generated radio ads, which was called Target Spot, that I co-founded in 2006 or 7, which was a joint venture with CBS Radio to allow consumers to create radio ads and traffic them down to the zip code and get reports on how many listeners and, you know, the reach, and the payment was all done online. And that was sold a few years ago. Bain Capital invested in that, and Union Square Ventures invested in that. And, you know, broadcasting, we didn't call it live streaming at the time, we called it personal broadcasting. It has always been this holy grail of sorts in my circles because it didn't require any kind of consumer authoring, it was just a button. And when mobile and social was available in 2011, I dropped everything and I decided to just go for it. And so we were actually the first mobile live streaming in the US. In 2014, we added a business model to it, which was microtransactions. So on the one side, users could purchase into a virtual currency, a non-crypto virtual currency at the time. And on the other side, creators could earn. We were the first to do that. You know, since then, a lot of folks came into the space, Facebook Live and YouTube Live and Twitter and all that. We are extremely excited that the economy, the two-sided market that we built, you know, continues to grow.
Okay.
And we have 60,000 transactions, microtransactions a day today.
And you're talking about on the YouNow.com platform.
Right, right.
Okay.
And so on YouNow.com, we have 40 million registered users. We have several million unique users every month. And now we're coming out with the props platform.
Okay.
And we are leveraging that community.
Okay.
The video experience, yeah.
If you mind, Adi, like Leon and I on our team, we always like to look at the big picture of things, right? So can you help share with our audience what is the current state of the social media, the content creation arena, such as like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, Snapchat, and all that? Because you've had a lot of experience in this content creation, social media arena for many years now, and you have some insights behind the scenes that a lot of us as viewers and users may not be aware of. From the business side.
So, we are part of that ecosystem because the business model today is, whether you're YouTube or Facebook or YouNow, you are a rent collector. You take 40, 50% of the fee of all the transactions, and that's the business model. When you look at really the duopoly of Facebook and YouTube, they can, charge what they want.
So basically, like whenever we have our cryptocurrency investing channel on YouTube, you're saying that whenever, because we don't pay attention to the ads of what it makes, right? So every dollar in ad revenue that our channel generates, then YouTube takes about 40% of it.
That's correct.
Okay, so that's why you're calling it a rent collector. So they're just collecting that 40%.
That's correct.
Okay.
And so, YouTube amassed, I think you told the audience in the last video, $75 billion in enterprise value.
Yeah.
Facebook, hundreds of billions of dollars in enterprise value.
And then you mentioned in that last video, we said Facebook collects 100% of it.
That's right. Facebook gets it all.
It's not just 40%. They collect
all of it. Twitter, the same thing.
Yeah, Twitter, LinkedIn, all those.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, I mean, Snapchat went public for $25 billion. Those creators who made the content on Snapchat and made Snapchat what it was saw nothing.
Zero.
Of that. And without them, without their initial contribution, there would be no Facebook. Snapchat. Yeah. And so the developers on those platforms, the content creators on those platforms, the users that promote and invite their friends to join there, all of those folks, without them, those platforms would have never grown.
It wouldn't have the value that it has.
Correct. Yet they see very little and often nothing of the value that they are creating every day. In a decentralized ecosystem, everybody who contributes to the growth of the network gets rewarded mathematically and immediately, and cryptocurrency allows us to do that.
So to talk about so right now the current state of the social media content creation arena, that arena is controlled by one owner, one company, one organization that controls everything. Well, for example, like Google controls YouTube, Facebook controls the Facebook platform, right? So what are some of the clues and some of the hints that you saw that, hey, the decentralization of this field or this industry is the next wave, right? Because it seems like you've always been on the forefront of what do you always call them? Bleeding edge technology?
Bleeding edge, yes.
So what was some of the clues or the signals along the way that you saw that, hey, you know what? We need to transition from this centralized model where YouNow is centralized to where we need to decentralize that?
Yeah, so I would say there were two main things. The first one is content creators have come to us over the years and said, Adi, I get a check at the end of the month for my rev share, but you're going to become a tech millionaire, and I'm going to be a has-been in a few years.
Okay.
Can I get paid in stock options? And then we would see, whales, people who spend on our platform. Sometimes they spend tens of thousands of dollars a month asking, can we invest? Now, we're a venture-backed company. We're not set up as a C Corp to, give stock options to everybody and to allow anybody to invest. But we have heard that demand of the creators, of those who are contributing to the network, for them to have a personal stake in the platform that they help build. They're like, Adi, I bring thousands of new users here. Yeah. What do I get? And so, that's one side. The sort of flip side of that same argument is, one of our investors, Comcast. They own NBC, they own Universal. And you know, when we talk to folks like that in the media industry, they are also relying on Facebook and YouTube for a lot of distribution. And I don't want to speak on their behalf, but I don't think that they're happy with the fact that those centralized organizations, that duopoly, can decide what revenue share there is for everybody else.
And basically they can just pretty much demand what price they want. And these guys
have very little leverage.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this decentralized economy where mathematically, according to a formula, and we published our formula in our white paper, everyone who contributes gets rewarded is very appealing.
Content creators.
Or users who promote the network. If I invite 20 of my friends, guess what? You know, the system knows the exact value of every new registered users. You can and should be rewarded for that, and then you're motivated to continue to grow the network. Okay. We're a small company. We're 40 people. We are excited by this opportunity to have, you know, asymmetric warfare. We want to harness our millions of users and, you know, new people who are finding out about us today to work with us to, you know, appreciate the value of this new network. And, you know, a decentralized ecosystem allows all of our interests to be aligned.
So in addition to those 2 points of, you know, the YouTube and Facebook controlling all the control and what you just said there, you know, talk about the censorship that you see that we always talk about.
Yeah. So as you know, in the news, in fact, you, Ty, in our last video, we talked about apocalypse, right? And YouTube is known, and not just YouTube, but they're known for censorship. They're known for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's not even clear why some things are getting censored, or maybe not censored, but at least flagged for their content. How do you think? What's your view?
Well, it was we were bringing that up because those 2 things that Adi just pointed out, that, you know, that he saw the signals that were pointing that, hey, this industry needs to be decentralized, you know. And what I wanted to add was that the third point was that the censorship issue. Because when things are centralized, it's easy to censor people. Like when you're the one that's controlling the platform, you can censor whoever you want. And I think that going towards a decentralized nature allows the platform and everyone to benefit, because now we have more of the freedom of speech for everyone.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So when you saw this, you know, these signals that were letting you know that this industry needs to be decentralized, right? There's a lot of different players that came in to try to solve this problem. As far as our research has shown, you guys are like a little bit farther ahead than everyone else because you guys have revenues coming in each month. You guys have, you know, 40 million registered users. That's a bunch of users, right? So talk about what made you transition from the YouNow that you guys are currently running. You know, you guys are making money. You got revenues coming in.
What is YouNow's business model right now? Like, how do you guys make money now?
Today, we are similar to Facebook and YouTube. We are rent collectors, and we take, you know, 40 to 50% of the revenues that are coming in.
From the advertisers?
No, from the in-app purchases.
So can you explain the in-app purchase? Because this was kind of surprise to me too when you explained it to us the first time.
Did I show you a demo?
You said that people can buy like ice creams, Coke bottles, and
I wish we could show the audience right now. Maybe we can edit it in. We'll do a demo. But basically, you know, the service is free, and 98% of the users just use it. They chat with the broadcaster, they vote the broadcaster up, etc. But if you're looking for deeper engagement, if you're looking to support the broadcaster, you can buy into a virtual currency, just like on a Zynga game, and you buy 500 bars for $5, and you can use that for superpowers. So all of a sudden, you can give them, instead of 1 like at a time, you can give them 1,000 likes, and that helps them trend. When they trend, they get discovered by more people. You actually help them. You've created a bigger audience for them. And they get a cut, a piece, like 50, 60% of that revenue.
And that's bought with real US fiat dollars
Correct.
or euros, or is this real fiat currency?
Oh yeah,
that they're
yeah.
using?
About $2 million a month right now is spent on our in-app currency. This is not cryptocurrency, which is called bars, and that works only within our app.
Okay, so these YouNow bars, the users are actually buying those YouNow bars to give to their broadcasters that they like?
Correct, to the broadcasters
But what
they
is
like, and they
their-
give them also in order to deepen their experience. So
How-
they get noticed.
But how are they?
They get
like,
feedback.
What, if let's say I'm watching your channel, and I like you, what is my incentive to buy you these virtual goods? What do I get as a?
Because I'm spending
user?
real money.
Because I'm spending real money for what that I'm getting something for free. Like, why would I?
Yeah. So, by the way, we didn't invent this business model. This
Yeah.
business model was invented in China on desktop broadcasting, which was very, very big, and still is. And there's three main reasons why users spend.
Yeah, because that blew my mind too the first time you
Yeah.
explained it to us.
Yeah.
You know, so
One is for status. So when I spend, I get more crowns. When I am in the app, people see me. I have crowns. I'm somebody.
so you're known as a
terrific.
big spender.
So you get maybe more respect, and you have a status.
Yeah.
And people like to. I'm not a newbie. I'm a veteran here.
Okay.
Etc.
Yeah.
And I have some authority. That's one. Two is they want to support the broadcaster. They genuinely. I have broadcasters that I support because I love what they're doing. They're playing the guitar, or they're funny, or they're engaging with me, or there's one flight attendant who broadcasts every day, and she tells stories about her life and her experience as a flight attendant and answers people's questions. It's a fascinating broadcast. She is a pro. She deserves to get paid.
Yeah.
And so, the interesting thing about microtransactions is that, and Mary Meeker wrote about this earlier this year in her overview of the digital marketplace, is that generates from users 50 cents per user per hour. And that's in live streaming and in gaming. If you compare that to revenue per user per hour from advertising, that's almost 8x. So it's a very strong model because people can actually show their appreciation, and microtransactions are a real thing in this world.
Yeah.
So the second thing is to support the broadcaster.
Okay.
The third thing is to create communication. So people are at home, people are on their device, they're usually alone.
Yeah.
If you are spending, you're catching the attention of somebody, now they're responding to you, now you're making friends, now they're calling you out, etc.
Yeah, because we do that on our channel as well. When we initially started our channel 4 years ago, we would pay attention to the people that were donating to our channel. Like, who's this guy who just donated to us? And we mention them, and sometimes they just ask to remain private, but we still thank them anyway. And that was in the beginning. Now we've done well enough with the crypto investing that we ask them to send those donations to people that need it. Like the new projects that they hear us talk about, and if they support the projects, they can go send the donations there or go spend it there. But you don't send us the donations because we don't need it.
They're listening.
We say that all the time though.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need the donations. Send it to somebody else. If you like what they're doing or something, send the donations to them or to somebody else that needs it, not to us. We don't need it. So that makes sense though, because in the beginning, when you look at it, like, why would somebody spend their hard-earned dollars to go buy a virtual bar
Or to get,
but that makes sense.
Even like I was surprised with that because most people who already get something for free don't then go involuntarily give money for it. That's just how human nature is. But it goes to show, I guess, your business model that there are enough people that do, even though it's completely free, that they will pay. They will basically tip somebody who they enjoy voluntarily without even charging them, say, no, you got to pay before you can watch me or something.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we didn't invent this model in the sense that this is a classic freemium model.
Yeah, freemium.
It's free for everybody, but if you want extra features, if you want to go up a level, just here's a way to pay up and enhance your experience. What our innovation is that we brought it into the interactive video realm. And this was the first time where mobile video and microtransactions were connected. And so, we're leveraging this experience that we've had to the next generation platform that is a blockchain platform that I can't wait to talk about.
Yeah. Okay, so well, I mean, that's a good segue into the blockchain stuff, right? So you guys are doing this. You have your own token, or not token, but you own bars that people buy and sell on your platform already. So what prompted you or gave you the idea to transition from that into the cryptocurrency? I mean, we see an obvious reason as cryptocurrency traders and investors. We see an obvious reason why you would do that, but can you share with our audience like what you saw, your vision of how cryptocurrencies can help your platform and your users?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say, a few main reasons. One is live streaming is just one use case. There are many. There is, the decentralized YouTube. There is, social video apps, etc. Our current in-app currency works only within this use case, and we wanted
in-house.
Yes, and we wanted to bring it to a decentralized economy that can do anything. So, for example, I mentioned Comcast as an investor. You can imagine network programming where people can watch it together with friends, or where the announcer can drag somebody from the audience to ask a question. These are just simple additional use cases that go beyond the regular live streaming.
The first time I saw the demo, when your team demoed it for us, the thing that I noticed is that because it has like a staging area and then an audience area, and you can pull people out of the audience and put them on stage so that everybody else can listen to them speak and stuff. My first thought was that that's really cool for like just conferences, staff meetings, team meetings, because you can pull them up, and instead of using like Google Hangout like our team does, it's a real pain in the butt. And sometimes somebody needs to speak and we're not able to give them that time to speak. So with your app, the new app that you guys are building, and I was kind of surprised at how fast it was in real time.
Great. I hope that we can show a demo to the users.
Yeah, we'll get with your team, and then we can do a live demo so everyone can see what that is. We just want to get the big picture view from your mind first.
So one thing is multiple use cases, and we wanted a currency that transcends multiple apps and multiple use cases. Tomorrow morning it can be auction where you can participate from home. It can be anything.
What was that app that you mentioned about that kept requesting you guys put a yes and no voting button on there?
So America's Got Talent has been doing auditions on YouNow for the past 3 years. And so on one side of the screen you have the producer from America's Got Talent, and on the other side they're pulling up people from the audience. And for the past 3 years they've been asking us to put this voting buttons on the screen. Now we have one use case for our app. They're just one user. It's not an open for developer app, and so we can't engineer for every user the buttons that they want. With the new platform, America's Got Talent can use the APIs and create their own experience. And Project Runway can create their own experience for their interactive programming.
Same thing with Family Feud or any of those game shows like that.
I think partnerships is going to be a big part of your business model going forward. Like all these different shows on traditional media, they can you can come on YouNow and participate in that show, not just watch it passively.
That's exactly right, and I want to make a comment on that. Everybody knows, but people don't realize, eyeballs for the past 15 years are going away from traditional television, and they're going to the Snapchat and the Instagram experiences. And these traditional media companies that create television, they know that. And they're asking themselves every day, what are we doing in order to be here where the consumers are? And they're asking, how can we adapt our IP, our intellectual property that we've developed for years, whether it's a game show or a reality show or whatever it is that has brand recognition, and make it applicable here? And they're thinking, how do I make it interactive? How do I make it participatory? On Snapchat, 65% of the people are on camera and participating. That's what this generation wants. It doesn't just want to lean in, it wants to jump in and interact. And so we, with Props, are creating a platform effectively for interactive television, where anyone can decide what the experience of the users are going to be. We provide the technology, we provide the economy, and we provide distribution, and it can be any kind of interactive television experience.
Do you believe this type of experience will surpass the traditional over-the-air broadcasting TV or cable TV that we have in the future? Is this like, if this is as powerful as you described, why would I ever turn on my TV to watch?
I'll tell you, first of all, I don't own a television. Okay, I have a monitor that I can throw stuff on. But I'll tell you another data point.
Okay.
The gaming industry. 1.8 billion gamers in the world. Okay, that industry is a $100 billion industry a year. Hollywood is a $50 billion industry, half. Okay, why? There is a trend towards participation, and that's a leading indicator that people want to participate. When you are playing a game, you are actually participating in the unfolding media creation right in front of you, and that's very alluring and it's very satisfying. These are the same kind of behaviors that we believe that the consumers are expecting today, are demanding today. They were born with iPads all around them. Grandpa and grandma are on the iPads. They're jumping into it. They're used to being on screen, and so enabling consumers to participate is a big trend that we are providing a solution for with the props platform.
Now, this is not something that is just speculation, because offline you shared with us, I don't know if you're able to share that publicly, but offline you shared
Don't get me in trouble.
Yeah, but you shared with some big name companies, the big brands that have reached out to you, to see how they can put their shows and things like that on the props platform. And especially on the Rise app that you guys are building. I mean, is that something
I can tell you what's public information.
Okay.
Public information is that Comcast is an investor in us, and that Comcast owns NBC and Universal.
Okay.
They're
the ones that broadcast the Olympics in America.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
all over the world, I think.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
They do. I can tell you that Broadway Video is an investor in us, and Broadway Video does shows like Jimmy Fallon and other stuff. And that, sitting here in New York, part of what I can tell you that America's Got Talent, which is owned by Fremantle. They also do American Idol, and they do 60 other shows, are already working with us on the YouNow side.
Yeah.
And so, we're at the center of that world, and, a big push that we are planning for props is to make sure that some American Pie content is going to be on it.
So I have a question. Like, why are you creating this? Like, YouNow's been around, I think, for 6 years now.
Yeah.
So you've already built up a very strong brand in terms of YouNow. Why are you creating this new brand, Props? Why don't you just make YouNow into what Props is? Why are you bringing up this new brand that no one's ever heard of, and not using the marketing and brand recognition you've already built up with YouNow?
Yeah. So it's a great question, and
because it seems like a huge sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well,
because you have a successful business already.
I'll tell you what the thought process was there. So about a year and a half ago, when Facebook and Twitter and YouTube all started doing live streaming, we said to ourselves, do we want to be in this margin business and fight these big giants on their terms? We are product innovators. We pride ourselves for inventing this, template for mobile live streaming. Let's use our strengths. What is the next generation platform? And we looked at that and we decided on 3 things. And this took months and months of looking into the data and consumer research and looking into our souls and asking ourselves, what is the next generation of interactive experiences on mobile devices? And the 3 things were, 1, everybody's equal. It doesn't make sense that only the person on the screen can get a like, not to mention a gift, not to mention getting paid, and that 96% of our users don't even get a like ever. Because, everybody's equal, everybody can get a like, everybody can give and receive, everybody can earn. That was the first dimension that we decided about. The second dimension was multiple use cases. Who said that this template is the template? It can be anything. You guys gave examples of, and then the third thing is we knew that the economy could be much better and much more liquid. And at the time, a year and 2 months when we started this project and we started designing it, we didn't realize yet that we were talking about cryptocurrency. That wasn't until about 8 or 10 months ago. And all we knew that we wanted to be more liquid. And in the back of our minds, there was our creators who would come to us, and as I mentioned before, say, "Hey, can we get paid in stock options?" And what do we get in the end of the day if we're just
basically
working
they want
for?
a stake in the
They want
business.
And so adding the cryptocurrency layer, that was the third thing, where we are completely aligned with everybody else who contributes to the network, and us as a small company of 40 people now can harness all this power in order to grow and bring our vision to the world, because we're very passionate about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, those three things came together for us to create Props, and we decided that we had to make a choice. Is it going to be backwards compatible to our current platform or not? And we thought deep into this, and it was agonizing at times, and we decided that we would be more free to innovate and have more leverage and build it right if we were not restricted to being backward compatible to a platform that frankly was built 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And we also brought in a new many-to-many video technology that, you know, you've seen it, does a lot of stuff that the current technology doesn't do, like, you know, allowing, you know, endless amount of people to be present at the same place at the same time and interact with each other.
We just want you guys to be fully aware that, you know, do your due diligence, you know, research the project yourself, you know. We are probably going to be very biased about this project, you know, for several obvious reasons. One is that we are, you know, cryptocurrency investors. Number two, we are big content creators. We've been creating content about cryptocurrencies long before some of these other channels just popped up a few months ago. So there's going to be a very big bias for our team towards a project like this that is going to solve huge problems that we see in the video content space. And this is the first project that we've seen since we started investing in cryptocurrencies that have, you know, who cares about the white paper? I don't. What I care about, there's employees here, that's what I care about. And then there's a CEO that we can contact and reach out, and Adi has been very, what do you call that, gracious to us. Like we, you know, when we came down here, I mean, anybody that we wanted to talk to, we can just literally just walk over there and just tap them on the shoulder and ask them questions. There was no restrictions. There's, you know, so we do appreciate that. You know?
And I appreciate your diligence and bringing that diligence to the folks at home.
Yeah, like we've never had anyone here like say, hey, you can't go there, or you can't talk to that person, and you know, he just gave us free reign to come in here, shoot videos wherever we want, talk to whoever we want. So that was really, you know, he's like, hey, we're open. Just, I mean, do what you guys got to do, you know, and let me know if you guys need me for anything, you know, and that was it. So, anything else?
No, that's all the questions.
Okay, so we want to say thanks for having us here,
so
you know,
much. Yeah.
and this is just the first video, guys. We're gonna have other videos coming up where we'll talk to the development team, the product team, and other people that are involved here. You know, Adi has given us access to all these people, so we want to be able to do our diligence and share it with you guys, and we hope you guys like it. And if you do, give us a thumbs up. I can't wait to get onto the Rise app so that when you guys like our stuff, you guys can give us a thumbs up and we'll get some tokens for it. All right. At least it'll pay for the Starbucks coffees.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And then so thanks for watching us, guys. If you guys like the Props project, can you tell them where to go?
Yeah, www.propsproject.com, and there's a link there to the white paper. Get on the mailing list and get on the Telegram channel, and we'll be in touch and continue the conversation.
Okay, and if you guys like this type of boots on the ground type of research that we are doing, you know, moving forward in 2017, our goal, there's thousands, hundreds of ICOs coming out, and our policy moving forward is to, you know what, have our team boots on the ground, research the projects that we look at and meet the people behind the project, and not just invest in just a white paper anymore, and actually have real people behind their project, okay? And preferably a working software, if possible, like these guys do. Okay, so thanks for watching us, guys, and if you like this type of research, go to www.cryptocurrency.market/newsletter, and this is where we broadcast out. Make sure you go to the website that Adi just gave you guys. You know, check out their project, sign up, register, do what you guys got to do. You know, so we'll see you guys in the next video when we talk to the dev team and other folks here. Thanks for watching this, and we'll see you guys in the next one.